What's up, everybody? It's your man Diggy Pews, and welcome to my PewTube channel. Welcome back to the progression series, which I'm going to be changing up a little bit. I decided that I'm going to be doing the progression series, but I'm also going to be including some information or tips and tricks, things that I've learned along the way in my competitive shooting career, if that's what you want to call it. And in this episode, we're going to be discussing how I got into competitive shooting and how you can get into competitive pistol shooting as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Cue the intro. Okay, so what you're going to be watching in the background of this particular video is the Rainbow Combat Steel match from May 11th of this year, and this is the first competition that I shot. Now, the one that you're watching isn't the first one that I shot, but the Rainbow Combat Steel match is the first competition I ever attended. I found out about it through a mutual friend. It sounded like fun, so I went and attended, and I had a great time. So for those of you out there that are interested or possibly interested in getting into some competitive pistol shooting, I'm going to break down a few of the things that I've learned kind of along the way that might help you as a new shooter. The first and most important thing about any kind of shooting, whether you're just going and practicing at the range or shooting in a competition or whatever it is always safety. Safety is a huge portion of shooting. You know, what you're doing is dangerous if you don't do it correctly. So the first thing that I would suggest before you try and get into any kind of competing is make sure that you are proficient and comfortable enough to know how to handle your weapon and how to do it in a safe manner. You need to know the 4 rules of firearm safety. You should practice handling your weapon at home using snap caps, and snap caps are just metal in the shape of bullets with a little rubber pad in the back where the primer normally is. You can get them, on Amazon or at your local gun store for probably less than $20, and they're well worth it. You're going to want to practice loading and unloading your weapon safely using the snap caps. Practice drawing from your holster, practice aiming, etc. 98% of my improvement in shooting has been practicing without actually firing a single shot. Okay, next up, let's talk about gear. Now, in order to shoot a competition, you don't need to run out and get a ton of expensive gear. All you need is a pistol, of course, a decent holster, a belt, 3 to 4 magazines, magazine holders for those magazines, and ammunition. Depending on the competition, I would recommend to bring about 200 rounds just to make sure you'll have enough. My first competition, I used an M&P Shield 2.0, which you can Google that. It's a very, very small 9mm pistol. And then a holster and 2 magazine holders that I got from Amazon. My first competition, my goal was to literally be safe, have fun, and not get last place, which I accomplished. I had a ton of fun, and I was instantly hooked. Everyone there was super nice and welcoming, and it's been that way at every competition I have ever attended. Okay, so let's say that you're proficient enough with your firearm, that you feel confident to go to a competition, you've got all the gear, you've done some practicing, now you have to find a match. So there are 2 ways that I found to find competitions. The first one is a website called Practice Score. I will link it in the description. It's free to make an account, and you can find things from local competitions all the way to not so local competitions. The other way that you could try and find competitions is to just call local gun ranges and ask them if they do any sort of competitions. Some indoor ranges do competitions, and a lot of outdoor ranges do as well. They might not necessarily use Practice Score, so calling them would be a great way to see if they have any. Okay, so you've found a competition that you want to go shoot. Don't be afraid to just go there and watch the first time if you aren't sure if you're ready. Most ranges will allow you to spectate so you can get more familiar and more comfortable in the environment, and I assure you, no one there is expecting you to be a professional shooter. Most people that shoot competitions are not professionals. They're just there to learn and have a good time. I have been at competitions that have children as young as 12 all the way up to seniors in their 80s and everything in between out there shooting. So I would like to issue a small warning. You will be nervous at your first competition. Some people, maybe they'll just be slightly nervous. Other people might be very nervous. It just depends on how you handle pressure. But take it slow. Let the match director and the range safety officer on your squad know that it's your first time, and they will be more than happy to help you. One thing that I learned is that gun people and shooters and stuff are some of the nicest people I have ever met and are more than willing to help people. Make sure you listen to the RSO though and follow all of their commands. Some people are so amped up at their first competition or two that they try and go way too fast. Even once they're done shooting, they're moving like the timer is still running. The only time where speed matters is going to be right after the beep and up until the last shot of the stage. Before that and after that, take as much time as you need. Many times, I have seen people go to holster their weapon when they're done shooting before they have unloaded it and cleared it. That is a really good way to have a negligent discharge and get disqualified, or even worse, end up hurting yourself or someone else. So take all the time that you need to get ready for the stage, shoot the stage at the pace that you think you can handle, and be safe while doing it, because safety is the most important thing, followed by having a good time. You don't have to run, and you don't have to be John Wick. Just go as fast as you are comfortable going while being safe and paying attention. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up this introductory how to get into competitive pistol shooting. I just want to touch on a few of the key points from the video. Safety. Safety is paramount. Make sure you are proficient and comfortable in handling your weapon in a safe manner. Know the 4 rules of firearm safety. Make sure you practice handling your weapon at home using snap caps. Do not use live ammunition, please. Either use snap caps or don't use anything. Practice loading and unloading your weapon safely. Practice drawing from your holster, practice aiming, etc. Then there's gear. You do not have to have the craziest, most expensive setup in order to shoot a competition. Again, my first competition, I had 2 Amazon magazine holders, an Amazon holster, and a very tiny M&P Shield 2.0. And go shoot your first competition with just basic whatever you need to get by type of gear, and make sure that you like it before you go spend an absolute ton of money on other guns and gear. Finally, finding and attending your first match. Go make an account at Practice Score, see if there's any local matches near you, call any of your local gun ranges, see if they do any types of competitions, and then go attend your first match. And when I say attend, that doesn't mean you have to compete. Go check it out. Most of the time, you're going to find people there that will gladly kind of take you under their wing and show you the ropes. So just go out there and see how you feel about the environment. On a side note, this was the 6th time that I shot the Rainbow Combat Steel match, and I finally made it to under 60 seconds, which means that I get a pin, and it just shows that practice definitely pays off.
Okay, for the pistol match, red pins at 57.36, we have Rob. At 55.44, we have D'Angelo.
Yeah. Hey. Thank you, sir. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys learned something. Get out there and shoot and have a good time. This has been your man, Diggy Pews. Don't forget, as always, to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my sights.